Hello, friends.
Hello.
I actually have a little something for the prompt tonight. For folks playing at home, the home game, it's how do I say hello to the mysterious, unknown future? So this one's dedicated to Sarah. All right. How can I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us glad outweighed the bad. I thought we would get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. So, good. So it actually applies to me. Funny story. I got divorced recently, so it's not really a funny story. It's just, I wrote a poem about it. Do you ever watch The Living Color in the old days?
Yeah.
Like to hear it, here it goes.
Something. I wrote a poem about it, like to hear it, here it go. It's called Now Entering the Multiverse. Part 1. I feel like I'm living in the multiverse, a parallel dimension glitch in the Matrix, sliding glass door scenario, or just a regular nightmare. Repeat after me, this is not happening.
This is not happening.
To walk the streets of LA as if I never set foot there, be a tourist on a pretend honeymoon, one minion in a sea of Universal Studios, and not in the desert wasteland, which is Reno. Too many bad memories, they don't feel real. Buy a towel from a guy, Santa Monica, 15 bucks. I remember stealing this beach umbrella, but we don't need any sandcastle building equipment. I don't have children in this reality. Part 2. Try living a completely different life with memories of the old one. It'll drive you mad. You can't keep things straight. It doesn't mean you can do what you want. Even in this one, Earth 616, so footnote, that's like the real world we're in now, according to a Marvel universe. I gotta go back out of exile to Reno and face my demons, which means if you've seen the Benedict Cumberbatch movie, yourself, spoiler alert, my old life. Dr. Strange prophesied the two worlds will collide. It's actually Reed Richards, but it gives me, an incursion occurs when the boundary between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely. It gives me deja vu, like a fear of heights, stopping at a gas station past Bishop, where I remember buying fudge for my kids that I don't have. I recognize these twists and turns in the road, even in the dark, coyotes, bobcats eyeing me, waiting for a false move. But the strangest thing is to look over at the girl I'm with, sitting on the $15 blanket in LA, eating sushi at a restaurant I've never eaten in my life, asleep in the passenger seat as I enter Reno city limits. And it isn't Sarah. They both have reddish hair, but she's taller with glasses. Name, it starts with a J, Jamie. The sound of that word on my lips, is that what my voice really sounds like? The simple gesture I remember called keys. Am I pronouncing that right? It's so foreign. I know I've seen a painting by Klimt. I mix up kisses with thimbles and acorns like Peter Pan. I've been alone so long, like a ghost living in a ghost house in a ghost town, because everyone's ghosting me. Part 3. I have this vague memory of Sarah changing the locks the second I drive away in an orange U-Haul. That is impossible, I think. Like, psych, thought you had a friend. Getting divorced is the biggest insult, the sickest burn. My old in-laws, who seemed so nice, drive me out of town on a rail. Feels like me against the world. I guess Sarah was watching a lot of Succession lately. One of her brothers is an accountant, another is a lawyer. I had a brother who's a lawyer, but he died of an overdose. I wish he was still alive, just to help me write the divorce contract. I tell Sarah she knows it isn't fair. The contract they forced me to sign, I think the pen is on fire. The ink might be my own blood. Part 4. A mob chases me like some cartoon Frankenstein with pitchforks and torches. I could launch into a speech like, I was once one of you, or we're not so different, you and I. Frankenstein and Jesus had a lot in common. Jesus, have you come out against me as a thief with swords and staves when I was with you daily in the temple and you didn't seize me then? But the scriptures must be fulfilled. I can't help spiraling, obsessing over stuff like, for I was a stranger in Reno and you cast me out. Naked, you disappeared at bedtime, you went and snuggled with one of the kids instead of me. See the book, How Not to Hate Your Husband After You Have Kids, https://amazon.com//hate your husband after kids. I was in jail, this is a dream sequence, slept on concrete with only a cheese sandwich for a pillow, and no one believed my side of the story. Patting me on the back and said, I'm sorry, that must have been very hard for you. like Bullseye on Daredevil. I had to hand out articles like how to deal with someone who's been through trauma. I was sick, but not everyone thinks mental health is a sickness. I was hungry, and fill in the blank. I was thirsty, and I know I talk too much, like a broken record. Part 5, last one. We were so young and naive then. I'll be famous someday, I told her, painting pretty pictures of our future in the studio in your garage, like on Ruben and Ed. I was married once. I said, honey, I could make a lot of money for you, so she married me. 3 years later, I'm still making $9,000 a year, so she left. Or the CeeLo Green song we all know and love, if I was richer, I'd still be with you. Isn't that some shit? You know? I said it like a white man would say it, but you know, ain't ya? Or yeah, ain't that some shit? Trying to assuage her fears, I'm on the standard Van Gogh contract. No one will buy anything I write till after I'm dead. Then they'll think I'm a genius, but it's a hard sell. Or Hemingway Picasso contract, maybe it seems like I'm an asshole deep down, but because deep down, I'm a genius, except you have nothing back of your story. My great American novel and paintings written like sand, washed away by water. Oh, there's a part 6. I'm almost finished. You know, 5, 7, 10 minutes. All right. The new girl, Jamie, operated out of thin air like Harry Potter. When I was sending out cries for help on Facebook, memes of Jimmy Stewart on a bridge, It's Wonderful Life, have you seen it? Raise your hand. Yeah. Help me, please, give me back. I don't care what happens to me. Give me back to my wife and kids. Please, God, I want to live again. I was a stranger, and Jamie took me in. I was hungered and thirsty, etc. Jamie gave me food and drink like some kind of Mother Teresa, painted by Edgar Degas, like one of your French girls. Naked and sick and in prison, she literally like saved my life. Like the lady in Revelations 12, clothed with the sun and moon under her feet, given 2 wings, flying to the desert. When I was driven by the Spirit, or the dragon into the wilderness, it's as simple as that. It's like Adam and Eve, who had the greater sin, or whose fault was it? Probably Adam's. It's like Adam and Eve, Jamie's Lilith, or Sarah's Lilith. I don't know. This is my first rodeo.